Hello friends and welcome to my YouTube channel Simply Stocks, and today I'm going to talk about Ambika Cotton. Can you invest in this stock or you should avoid it? So let's get started. First of all, a disclaimer that this is not a stock recommendation and people taking any position into any share that I talk about should do that with their own due diligence and research, and I'm not in favor or against any company that I talk about. Before I talk about Ambika Cotton, here's a small request that kindly support me on Patreon, and once you do that, it will help me grow the channel, help you also ask me questions in greater detail. Once you get the $10 membership, you'll have access to my portfolio, my watch list, and a number of podcasts that I put up from time to time. For detailed market or company talk, you can directly email me and we can work things out. Now about Ambika Cotton. Established in 1988, it manufactures cotton yarn for shirts and t-shirts brands. Total spindle capacity is of around 1,08,288 spindles. 40,000 kg of uh, yarn concentrated to fabric, and market cap of the company is around 500 crores, and it is spread across India. If you look at the financials of the company, then these are December FY20 numbers versus FY19. So actually, these are 21 numbers versus 20. So sales went up by 18%, profit was up by 36%, which is quite good. But debt has increased slightly, and there is healthy dividend payout, which is a good sign. But most of the textile firms do give very good dividend payouts. Return on equity of 14%, operating profit margin of 19% is probably best in this industry, one of the best. And you have to understand that with the high gestation period of the business and the long time in which you probably get the money in after spending on a particular sale, these kind of numbers is extremely good, and that is why these companies trade at 6 7 8 times, at best 10 to 12 times, rather than trading at 40 50 times, which most consumer companies do. So before I talk about Ambika Cotton especially, but let's look at the cotton industry or the textile industry as a whole, and why I avoid the sector completely as an investment bet, and look for probably companies in other sectors, because this is more this sector as a whole is more of a trading play. You buy for 3 months, 4 months, take the momentum, and then take the money off, etc. That would be a better thing to do rather than just going ahead and buying for years. So one of the reasons for that is erratic power supply, and unless this thing rectifies, the factories that run for these companies for making the products may not work at 80 90% of their efficiency, because power supply is always erratic across India. It's not that only in villages or only in towns, it is in big cities as well. Machinery is a big spend, and obsolete machinery in most of the industry is one of the other reason for for, you can say, efficiency not coming through, and the work not being completed on time, etc. Or the work do not have the same precision as other markets globally. And you need to understand that there have been other markets that have taken over this industry rather than India, which was a leader, say 18 20 years back. High debt of the company and the sector as a whole is also a huge, you can say, letdown. And I personally like to get into companies which are either completely debt free or have very little debt, rather than getting into companies like these. Uh, so capacity utilization is less per square meter, you can say, land area being used, and its efficiency becomes less. Labor utility and labor, you can say, efficiency is less here, rather than in companies where there's more automation. This industry has lacked automation to an extent, and it is a labor incentive industry as a whole. And what are problems of cotton industry per se? So shortage of raw material is one thing, and raw material prices keep on fluctuating. So You'll have high raw material costs in situations where commodity prices extremely high, like the current scenario, or you'll have lower raw material cost in other scenarios. But at that point of time, the demand for their products or the final goods that these companies make or Ambika Cotton makes, the demand will fall as well, because there's completely lack of demand of I'm sorry, raw material as well as the products. High excise and import duties on different types of things, whatever material that is required to finally produce the product, there are excise duty and import duties that a company has to pay. For example, getting a machinery from Germany or Netherlands for their business would incur a lot of import duty compared to buying a machinery here in India. But that machine in India, that you buy in India, may not be that efficient enough as the one in Netherlands. So there lies the whole, you can say, problems of this industry, and we as retail investors would struggle to find out all these points, that where in which companies things are looking much better than other companies, and whether these companies would come out with good numbers or not. So there are a lot of, you can say, variables that are attached before the numbers could look extremely good. If you look at the technicals of the stock, and this company stock is in an upswing, so there's no doubt about it. It's at 900, 910, and have been consolidating till November, December, and now it has surged a lot. The support lies around 850, 880 levels, so currently at 930, 940. If any declines towards 860, 850 comes around, those are very good levels to probably buy and trade into, with a stop loss at 800, and look for 1000 plus levels. But I would prefer getting into the stock and trading into it rather than investing into it. Support is between 850 880, as I said. Bigger up move is only expected above 1080, and there is a chance that in this run, if the market holds, which looks difficult, but if the market holds, we could be seeing the stock going beyond 1080 and going towards 1200, 1250 as well. So yes, in that regard, technically speaking, the stock looks good. You can buy for 3 4 months and probably exit, but again, keep strict stop losses in mind and have disclaimer in mind as well. So may continue to consolidate. If it doesn't take out 1080, then we could see a range bound movement of the stock between 810, 820 to all the way to 950, 980, like that, in a 20% band. So in that regard, one has to be lucky as well to make big money into the stock, even trading into it. So what needs to be done? In my opinion, one can trade in such stocks. Better, you can say, opportunities available in other sectors. Be cautious in this textile space. Probably get into other consumer space, etc. I know the companies are expensive, but yet you'll be able to make better returns there, in even in the short term. So look for other options in consumption and have only 5% exposure into such stocks. So this was my video on Ambika Cotton. Please like and subscribe my channel and hit the bell icon so you can get my videos straight away when I post it. Thanks a lot for watching.